Hello, welcome to Access at E3
We're here.
2018. It's the most wonderful time of the year, Holly.
Oh, it needs like a song. I feel like I should start singing now.
We should. Instead, what we're going to do is talk about Anthem.
Yes, we
because
are.
we've seen Anthem at the EA conference. Holly, you've done some sleuthing.
I have done some
And
sleuthing.
you have discovered lots and lots of things.
Yeah.
Lots of facts. So
Yeah.
here, basically, is a big old info barrage about Anthem. This is everything that we know about the game that has been confirmed. So, Holly, with your notes, take it away.
Well, let's try and break it down into sort of like 4 areas, right?
Sure.
So like, singular multiplayer, the Javelins, the world, and relationships.
Yep.
Just to give us some structure.
Okay.
So let's just start with, the idea that it's, single and multiplayer combined.
Yes.
Now, really, there are no exclusively single player missions in this.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can play it single player.
If you want to.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine because you can't have AI in this. So you either are going to play by yourself or you're going to team up with friends. Like, It's like a maximum of 4. So, like, we could play together, but we don't need to have 4.
You can have fewer than 4 people.
Yeah,
so you
yeah,
can
yeah.
play it with 2 people, 3 people, or 4 people, or on your own if you want.
Yeah, and you can actually do it straight away pretty much. They said there'd be like a tutorial.
Yeah.
Normal sort of tutorial length. But literally once you come out of that, you can ping your friends straight away and be like, let's play Anthem together. Like,
Sure.
or what I'll be doing is, hey, can you carry me?
Yeah.
I mean, that's how I'm going to roll.
And these missions exist in this big sort of open world type setting, but there is also like a hub you can go to, which is exclusively single player.
Yes.
There will be no other players
No.
in this hub. It will be you and some NPCs. And this is, from what I gathered from the info, that is where you will get your missions from this hub area.
Yeah, it's sort of where you'll do the story. And for them, it was very much about allowing you to do that story at your own pace.
Yeah.
Because when you do play multiplayer games with friends, actually any type of multiplayer game with friends, if you're doing it with people who've already done the story, there's always this pressure to like skip ahead because you want to keep up with them.
Sure.
So now it's like, no, I'm in the hub world. I'm doing the story.
Yeah.
I'll be out ready to play with you guys
Yeah.
once I've finished consuming what I need to consume.
And there's no PvP either.
No, there isn't any PvP. This is very much about people playing together.
Playing
which-
together against the perils of the world.
Which I know, like, some people are really into PvP. I'm so rubbish at it. The fact that it's not there.
It's a big
for
relief
people,
for you, Holly, and for me.
It's a huge relief. And there's no point in lying about it. I am rubbish anything competitive. I just am.
I mean, the PvE stuff does look incredible.
And
as well,
that's
though,
my jam.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing better for me than like getting some friends, especially friends I don't get a chance to see maybe because we're kind of all over the world or just jobs and just like, let's just shoot
hang
some
out
aliens
online
together.
and have a grand time in a beautiful place fighting some massive things.
And even better, and everyone knows I'm a big BioWare fan anyway, but this is probably one of my favourite things. There is going to be a character customization.
Yes.
I hope it's a nice and deep one because I will spend hours in that.
Did you see in the gameplay they showed, there was the N7 armor from Mass Effect. It flashed on the screen really quickly.
It was there.
But it's there. You can play an N7 Mass Effect armor.
Yeah, they said there's not going to be like editors or anything, like an
Yeah.
ability to change your character later on in the game, but you can start by building your character. You have to play as human.
Yeah.
So there's no other races. This isn't, that's not an option. And you can't change the voice either. There'll be a voice actor selected, and that's going to be the voice your character has.
Cool.
But I like the fact there's customization.
Yeah.
Yes. Right.
What else should we talk about?
I suppose next we're going to move on to the Javelins.
Which are the exosuits.
They're
that you wear.
exosuits, yeah. They're the humanoid-esque looking exosuits.
Yes.
Now, we know that there's 4. We've already gone through that. We've got Ranger, Storm, Interceptor, and Colossus at launch,
Yeah.
they've said. They're launching with the 4. They don't know what the plans are afterwards, but that's what you're going to be starting with. Now, unsurprisingly, you can't swap during missions.
Yeah. But you can swap, I gather, in the hub world, before you initiate a mission, you can change what javelin you wear depending on, I think they said, whatever mood you're in.
Yeah.
If you're in a sort of,
Punchy
I want to
McPuncherson
be
mood.
a big, heavy, punchy thing, I'll be the Colossus.
Yeah.
With, massive rocket launchers, just blow stuff up. Or you can be the Interceptor or the Ranger. I think we saw some Ranger gameplay.
Yes, we did.
Which is sort of like a close quarters assault style of play.
I almost pin that as slightly more the all-round kind of whatever you fancy.
Yeah.
It can kind of do it. One of the nice things about this, though, it means with things like Destiny, if you wanted to play other classes, you'd have to have other characters.
Yeah.
Which means I had 3 Titans.
Yes. What?
I don't know why. I just thought it was a good idea.
I want to start a new character. Oh, Titan again. You had 3 Titans.
Oh, don't. The comments will judge me anyway, so I don't need you to do it. But the idea is for this one, I'll have the one character, and I don't need multiple because I am all classes at all times.
Yeah.
And I quite like that.
I'd love it if it showed some stats. I reckon yours would be Colossus, 98.9% of the time.
And?
Tank.
I won't be judged by you, not today.
I'm not judging you, Holly.
You are
I know
judging
you
me.
love a good tank.
I love a good tank. Now, moving on from the idea of a tank to vehicles.
Yeah.
There's not really vehicles in the game.
We didn't mention you could fly in the Javelins. That's like my most excited bit about them.
You know, that links very funnily to what I was going to say.
Oh, sorry.
Because,
Have I ruined it now?
No, because with flying, you obviously, like, the reason there's no, like, vehicles is you can't have planes in the sky.
Right.
Because you'd be flying. So there's obviously, like every single game, you can't fly forever.
Sure.
But if you were flying upwards all the way up, eventually you'd hit a plane or something. So while you are flying, there aren't any major vehicles, but there is something called a strider.
Okay, what's a strider?
It's basically like a mobile hub world.
Right.
That is literally all I know.
Okay.
That is, I mean, it is
No
literally.
explanation forthcoming.
But it's like a mini hub base.
Yeah.
So you can go and do story stuff in here as well.
Right, okay.
It's not described as a social space or anything like that. It's just a continuation. It's a smaller version of thing, but it is the strider.
Okay, cool.
Kind of like sounds
And
cool.
also, as well as flying, you can go underwater as well.
Yeah,
which is super
you
cool.
can.
So land, sea, and air traversal inside your Javelins, which is just a super cool way to get around the world.
And it is very much about getting around the world because
Yeah.
it's not going to be combat underwater. There's no fighting like that. So
Yeah.
it's very much. You even saw it in the gameplay trailer. It's like, yeah, we're taking like a big hit from a nasty Go on,
Underwater.
Get out.
Get under the
I am
water.
just getting out of the way, and
Yeah.
I'm just going to go into the water. And to be honest, it just looked incredible.
It does look like an incredibly beautiful world to explore.
It does, and you can actually explore it from the get-go. Like when you start, there's no areas aren't locked out to you.
I mean, that's the dangerous thing about these games, isn't it? I often get it in RPGs.
Yeah.
You find yourself in the area where, there's a level 55 monster. And
That's
you're
what they're
level
going to do.
10.
That is what they're going to
Get
do
out.
to kind of encourage you to be careful.
Yeah.
There will be areas where you're just going to get your ass kicked if you try and go there too early
But
on.
it's cool that you can have that as an option. Like, it gives you the freedom
Yeah.
to explore vast expanses of this world almost straight away.
It's like, when you see something in the distance, you're like, I want to see what that
Yes.
thing is. And you just like, I'm going here now. And you're running away from enemies. They're all chasing you as you're running because you're like, can't fight any of these.
Classic.
Now, I suppose that final sort of topic is relationships. Now,
You talk about this, Holly.
I've mentioned
Because
this.
it's one of your favourite bits of Mass Effect and other RPGs of that ilk, like Dragon Age,
Yeah.
etc. Romancing the other characters in the game.
So there is no romancing in Anthem. You will not be able to romance characters. But there is still like a building of relationships with characters. They're very much leaning on the idea of friendship. So particular, you remember in the Mass Effect, you and Garrus could go up and you're like, just hanging out and shooting and it was just fun.
Just hanging out.
Those kind of moments are what they're sort of more leaning
Right.
towards. So you're not going to be romancing anyone.
So it's going to be like a bit like Final Fantasy 15 almost.
Yeah.
Building your friendships up.
Yeah, that's just a really good example, just that idea of that camaraderie. That's what they're leaning on. And there will be dialogue trees. So you actually can make choices. It's much simpler than maybe what BioWare fans have seen in things like Dragon Age and Mass Effect, but there are options and choices
Yeah, so
with
we're not
dialogue.
talking like a big branching,
No.
narrative-affecting choice system, but there are some options with your dialogue.
Yes,
And
yeah.
it's still, I know BioWare have come out and said they're still very much a storytelling studio.
Yeah.
They want to be telling stories.
And they will. This is a live service, a living world.
Yeah.
They said you could play this game forever in theory because they want to keep adding to it.
Mm-hmm.
So there's always going to be that story to explore, but it's all also play with your friends and just blow up the big aliens.
It's incredibly exciting, I have to admit. After seeing the gameplay demo
I'm in.
at the EA conference, it just looks insanely good and exciting. Well, there is everything that we know so far about Anthem. We're incredibly excited. Holly, you're not going to be able to romance anyone. I'm sorry, but you can fly in the air. You can go underwater, and
those are
do all the other cool
comparable.
things.
Holly, you can't romance anyone, but you can fly. So why don't you just be happy with what you've got?
If you had a choice between
fly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
you pick
so,
flying,
I mean,
wouldn't you?
yeah,
You
fly.
pick flying every time. But there we go. There's Anthem. Please do stay tuned to PlayStation Access because it's E3 week, which means we're going to have absolutely loads of videos all week and probably into the next week as well.
And the week after.
Yeah, so please subscribe and stay tuned, and we'll see you soon.